Riff number 13 ushers the decade that we are going to stay in for the remainder of the course, and that is the mighty 90s. That's where funk rock had its peak. And we're going to start with a tune called Don't Call Me Dude from a band called Scatterbrain. This is where country meets funk and makes a funk rock riff. So let's do that, starting now. Dude is in E minor. We're going to be in the open position, so it's more like the vibe we were checking out in Milk. Definitely a minor blues thing, so we're going to be getting that blue note in there a lot. Now, this is a country-esque, more of a honky-tonk riff, really. I've always thought that country and funk were very closely related, that the styles, for me, playing them just seemed to take take similar techniques and approaches and stuff, and I kind of feel the same pocket. That might sound sacrilegious to people on both sides of the fence, but that's the way it makes sense in my head. So I'm going to be using hybrid picking a lot to do this, to get that snap on those fourth string notes. So I think I hit it every single time. That I'm using, every time I play the fourth string note, I'm doing it with my P2, my hybrid finger on my pick hand. So we have a lot of pull-offs, and they need to be articulated. They need to be in the pocket. You don't want to rush them, because there is an instance where you might find yourself playing triplets, a triplet feel, and that's not what's supposed to happen. So for instance, right here, that's got to be played in time, just like the other ones, in 16th notes, and not take on a 3 feel, because it very well could, because you're bringing that in on the downbeat. So it's easy to maybe put those into a 16th note feel, a triplet 16th note feel on that side of the beat. Don't do that. There's also a lot of emphasis here on the flat 3, as I've been alluding to throughout the course, the role of the flat 3. At the end of the phrase, in the second bar, that's exactly what you get. And even at the end of the first phrase in the first bar, that if you're looking at it as a little fragment itself, you're pulling off there to the E, but that flat 3 is doing its thing. It's doing its job. So there it quickly gets to the E, whereas in the second bar it hangs before it goes back into the downbeat. And it's being the flat 3 as it should be. So the hybrid picking thing is pretty important. You could pick the whole thing, but I think to get that snap and to get that groove, the hybrid picking thing has to be in there. The one other thing I want to mention here is it's probably the trickiest thing here is getting that roll. Speaking about that thing we don't want to make into a triplet. When you play those double hammer-ons, you're going to have to roll into the fourth string on the same fret to get the pull-off to happen. It's going to be a fine line between rolling and not rolling. You're going to have to do a little bit of rolling but not rolling to make it happen. If you make it a full-on roll like we've done in, say, Funk Like an Eagle, it's going to sound a little floppy. You might get that. We're not looking for that. But if you totally abandon rolling, you probably won't have time to do it anyway, because this thing is kind of cooking at 115, and just the architecture of the riff is a little complex. So you're going to have to feel it out, take it slow, and find that sweet spot, that makes it happen. And then right after that pull-off on the fourth string, you're going to that blue note, get that flat 5 to 4 pull-off, and you're going to do that every single time. So it's you got the roll, come out of it, open string pull-offs, while keeping all those open strings only ringing when they're supposed to. It's a little tricky. So definitely learn this one slow. It may look like it's kind of easy because you're seeing all these open strings and stuff like that, and it's not. It takes some time to do it. So hybrid picking, clarity, watch your open strings, feel out that roll, and you'll be good. You'll be doing the dude thing here with the Scatterbrain riff. And if you've never heard that record, it's called Here Comes Trouble. Came out right in the beginning, 90 or 91. And those guys, man, they had some stuff going on. A lot of musicality in that record. They jumped from all kinds of stuff. Very talented band. that just kind of came and went, unfortunately. Well, there you go. All right, let's keep going. We got a lot of 90s riffs to look at.